Welcome back to Child of Light. So
And now,
yeah,
yo,
let's
my
finish.
child, you're in for a sight.
Uh,
It had to
rhymes.
rhyme to you.
Yeah, I forgot how many spiders are left up here.
Two, if I remember correctly.
Whoa, is that spider wearing knight's armor?
I think so. Hold on.
Interesting.
Yes, yes, it has a helmet in it.
Huh.
It's cute.
How clever, in case someone wants to step on them.
Whatever, an excuse to hear the boss music. Come on, Rebella, I choose you.
Horror.
Of
I
course.
forgot, Jova. What's the closest would we have to a jester type? Oh, Mr. Mime. Why are you asking? At this point, again, Pokemon has done almost everything except very specific things like dolphins.
They even... Actually, oh wait, never mind, that's also fighters I'm thinking of.
No, that's the thing. I checked and checked multiple times. Apparently, it seems really that the only thing that's missing now it's actually a dolphin Pokemon.
Give it some time. I mean, hey, Pokemon now even has something that can literally be your keys.
Well, everyone thought that in the 7th generation that they would have added that, but they did. That in 7th generation we would have added a dolphin Pokemon, but there were some interesting additions like Mudstale, for example, or Wishiwashi.
Yeah.
But others were more safe play, and the weirdest inclusion were mostly the Ultra Beasts, which are based on yokais.
Even when it's a jellyfish.
Well, yeah, but for example, the bamboo one on, I think, a particular type of yokai.
One of them is literally a giant muscle-bound mosquito.
Which skipped the leg day.
Yeah, that's where I believe that the origin of Yokai Watch's Negativun is actually kind of a deconstruction of that particular yokai in the sense that they made him a wimp rather than a muscle.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think so. Don't quote me on it. I'm not Takuza Nagano, so I wouldn't.
Weird, because the first thing I think of when I think mosquito is a wimp as opposed to muscle-bound. Wow.
Well, maybe, that's exactly it, Joe. Maybe Nagano agrees with you.
Well, it doesn't apply mostly to mosquito, but some of the insects in Japan are really hardcore, like wasps, and hornets. They are the size of apples in that country.
Really?
Yes. If you think Australia is bad, think again.
Dang.
Luckily, I didn't come across any.
Thank goodness.
Alright, tumble all or tumble one? I guess I'll tumble one.
Jesus, I know it's insane mode and everything, New Game Plus and everything, but the outboost is a bit too much.
It's always with spiders. They always take forever to kill for some reason.
We're taking a Dark Souls approach with the New Game Plus.
Wait, I don't recall there being spiders in Dark Souls.
No, I mean in terms of the way the New Game Plus works.
Also, they are in 2, Jova, spiders in Dark Souls 2, in Sandora's Cove.
Basically, Jova, you can do an infinite number of New Game Plus in the Souls games, and up until a certain point, it keeps getting harder and harder.
Yes. And, well, they mean like, people usually get around to, let's say, New Game Plus 7 or 10, stuff like that. The fact that there are a lot of different options and the way you need to tackle certain specific areas allows for more replayability. Unlike in this game, which is a bit more linear. And the only thing that really allows you to expand all the different abilities that you couldn't before. There we go. Oh, bang. One
remains.
Only the big one. And Igniculus is out of juice.
Well, cried.
Well, he's almost out of health anyway, so... The problem with the spiders, if I recall very good, is that they inflict low, so essentially they're making your turns a bit harder to get through.
Fortunately, I protected my turn.
Also, the debuffs works in a way that they don't just randomly disappear, they are stacked for a specific number of turns, both buffs and debuffs. So if you get one and you don't cure it with an item, you need to wait a specific number of turns before it being vanishing.
Indeed.
Here we go.
Tumble.
Yeah.
Finally.
There you go. So I guess only one major spider remaining.
And Rebella leveled up.
Isn't
How
that
much is
like...
that?
Oh crud, there is a live stream.
It kind of
Thank
maybe
you.
it's
And now this part is dated. Thanks.
Hey, they don't have to know unless you actually speak it up.
Good save, I guess.
Also, he didn't name many names.
Yep.
I don't know many names. I've had many names. Anyway.
Oh god.
yes, Jova, the spider.
Oh, never mind. It was free. Now, two more left. But go ahead. You were saying?
No, Joe, I was saying to Joe that the more webs we destroy, the more the one at the core of the Titan is getting revealed.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be the biggest one. Again, Joe, it's the queen. She's an ugly big motherfucker.
Why can't she be at least cute like Queen Bella in Knight's Journey of Dreams?
Or you would say Shadow in middle of Shadow War.
I don't
Seriously,
know who
what the
that is.
fuck, Warner Bros?
I have
Or
no
maybe
idea.
it could be like. Or maybe it could be like.
Who's
like in an
Shadow?
Okay, to give a long story short, too late. Essentially a gigantic spider in the Tolkien saga of the Silmarillion and Lord of the Rings.
Oh, that.
Around the time of Lord of the Rings, she lives in the caves around Mordor, and Frodo gets captured by her, and Sam confronts her later on. But they brought her back for Middle-earth Shadow War, but for some reason they decided to make her human.
Human?
Don't ask. Shadow War kinda takes a weird direction when it comes to continuity by imposing itself as an alternate continuity story, and as such it does a lot of weird changes. Like it makes easy to do one of the ring rates, which should have not been possible around the time the game was happening. But one of the big ones is, as I just mentioned, Shelob being able to shift between her spider form and the human form, and she uses the human form throughout like 90% of the game.
Let me guess, to
It's-
lull people in.
Most likely to talk with Talion and Celebrimbor.
So,
But-
why bother with the two forms?
The in-game she doesn't really have a reason. Most likely, I guess, to speak with Talion and Celebrimbor. But when it comes to the game, it's just so we can have some fan service.
Of a spider! Come on!
Black Widow stereotype, Jora. Fascination that precedes death.
You
Don't
know,
ask.
Toby Fox did a better job with that with Muppet.
With Miss Muppet, yes. Hey, at least you can bribe her.
Yeah.
As for what you were saying in terms of the queen being cute, Joe, or maybe it could be like in that I Am Weasel episode where Weasel and Baboon are bees, and the queen bee turns out to be the red guy, and he's,
Of course.
and by that I don't mean a bee version of red guy, the actual red guy disguised as a bee who put himself in the honeycomb because he really wants to be a queen. Like
Of course.
come on, Queenie, let me be one of you guys.
Of course, still without a pen.
Well, yeah. Well, remember, Teo, I mean, the show gives him such brilliant names like Ivan Pants, or Mr. No Pants, or Mr. Derriere. Go ahead, Joe.
Huh? Oh, right. God.
Teo.
Have you been to a business meeting? Essentially, Nicholas asked how we need to fight. This kind of combat is light.
Is it? And that's
Of
it.
course.
Well,
I don't
that's
know,
that's
that
the
conversation feels like weirdly cut short.
It does.
true, but essentially it still conveys what it's trying to tell in the sense that for Robert, which is mostly into economic systems and everything, stuff like actually fighting on the ground seems nothing compared to bureaucracy and paying stuff.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, like one of my favorite lines from Cow and Chicken is when Cow is trying to become a film star, and the director is Ivan Pants, and he's like, "Well, good evening, it's me, your director, Ivan Pants. Could you tell?" It's basically that kind of humor that Teen Titans Go tries to go for and fails
and
horribly
never
at it.
succeeds.
Yeah.
It's amazing, but with so many episodes of the show, almost none of them is actually really good. And from what I heard, only the movie.
I think it's even more. Oh, sorry, go on.
People told me that the movie apparently has some redeeming qualities, but I don't know.
I saw the trailer for the movie. It looks terrible. Like
it
they
has
spent like
one of the
worst.
That's what I'm asking. I literally don't know.
The movie literally. Okay. Basically, Teal, the way the movie trailer starts is they open up by admitting that Wonder Woman is better than them. So, yeah, I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding, Teal. The first part of that movie trailer is literally them saying, "Yeah, Wonder Woman's better than us because we suck to most people." And then,
really?
I kid you not, the movie. When we actually get to the actual trailer, it says it'll be the superhero movie to end all superhero movies. Hopefully. And then they open up with, I kid you not, one of the worst ever fart jokes I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's the majority of the trailer. Like, that's our first bout of footage. Pretty much a fart joke.
The majority of the trailer is just them milking this fart joke for all it's worth.
And they also try to make a jab.
Pancake joke for an entire episode. So.
Well, they also tried to take a jab at Aquaman, saying, "Hey, if Aquaman could get a movie, certainly Teen Titans Go could."
Oh yeah, that's happening, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm pretty sure the Aquaman movie will be better.
How is it even? Who are the writers of this film?
The same writers of the show. They literally say in the trailer, from the creators of Teen Titans.
No, but I mean, yeah, who were the writers of this show? Like, do they have any kind of dignity?
A bunch of cynical, disgruntled animators who are stuck with a show they don't like.
And then they're kind of taking
are incredibly hostile towards people.
Like, I understand that Warner Bros. The only reason Warner Bros. Is greenlighting this so much is because it eventually, sells.
Well, of course it's going to sell and make ratings when you have an entire week with. Of course it's going to sell and get ratings when you spam it across your network as much as they have.
Seriously, what the hell?
Honestly,
an entire month. Was it a month of nothing but TTG?
I don't know how kids today. I don't know how kids today are. But if I was a kid and I saw one channel spamming one show, I would just change to another channel. I would just change to Disney XD.
I'd be incredibly bored.
Yeah, and apparently, from what's being said, a lot of people were bored with it. I mean, yeah, Teen Titans Go technically got the ratings only because people popped in on it. Because, well...
Maybe they did that so people would actually be excited for the 2 episodes of Steven Universe that they shoved in there.
Yeah, threw us a bone. In fact, Siri, they even referred to the Steven Universe 2 episodes as an event in and of itself.
But they were repeat episodes, weren't they?
They still tried to pass it off as the Steven Universe events.
Like, how do you think Hanna-Barbera would think if they saw what eventually became of all the things they've done and the channel that eventually transport all their creation in the future ones?
Well, surprisingly, Scooby-Doo... Scooby-Doo still at least gets dignity with a quality show. I don't think they're really doing much with the other Hanna-Barbera stuff. And funnily enough...
eventually Cartoon Network all the major Cartoon Network shows were actually evolutions of the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons in one way or the other. So it kind of counts them as well.
I guess they still live on Boomerang.
Is the Powerpuff Girls reboot still going?
Yes, it is. Actually, I'm not quite sure because we haven't really heard a lick about it.
Maybe the backlash was too much.
See, here, Powerpuff Girls 2016 is a weird anomaly. It's like they want to keep it going, yet it's almost like they want it to die at the same time, too. Like,
So it's kind of like Fairly Odd Parents with Nickelodeon?
Well, not so much. See, Fairly Odd Parents was being spammed a lot. That was more so its problem, to the point where it was practically a zombie waiting to die, and thankfully Nick eventually got the message and gave it the death it needed. Powerpuff Girls 2016 is a weird anomaly because, well, sort of similar to Teen Titans Go, the creators and staff of that team did try to address, and by that I mean lash out at critics of the show, fan and critical alike, with it.
Yeah, I actually saw today the episode Return of Slade.
And yet,
Also.
And yet, despite them insisting that it's going to stick around, it's... Okay. It's being treated like a creator's pet of Cartoon Network, sure, but it doesn't seem to be getting a lot of backing, which is weird. Really
Ironically
weird.
enough, it seems that one of the
My
only
guess
two
is
shows
Java-
that... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
My guess is, Joe, remember, the Powerpuff Girls was for a long time before Ben 10 come around. Cartoon Network's most profitable franchise.
Yeah, so you'd think that that would have been the show that they pushed even more than Teen Titans Go, which was based off of Teen Titans itself, which came after Powerpuff Girls.
I have no idea. Also, how ironic that the only major show between now and then, not on Cartoon Network, mind you, but in general, that is now surviving and has become better with latest is of all things SpongeBob.
Wait,
by all accounts
SpongeBob's Nickelodeon.
That's
Yeah, that's
Nickelodeon.
well that I mentioned to your parents before, so I mean one of these general cartoons that is still continuing to this day and surprisingly, I mean, instead of getting worse, got a bit better.
Oh no,
Mostly
not
because
just a
Terry
bit better.
apparently came back.
It got a lot better to the point where it's back to, pre-movie quality for the most part. Yeah, there may be a few duds here and there, and the track record is not nearly as perfect, but it's definitely way back up there with being highbrow. Which
If I lived in America, I would on that week where it happened, I would have totally made some kind of parody where I would be watching right in front of my TV, and I would be watching the TV guide, and I would check. Okay, so what's on? Let's see. All right, let's see what's on cartoons today. And then I showed the whole thing where it shows nothing but Teen Titans Go for the whole week, and I'm like, Then I pick my controller, and then I tune in to Disney Channel, and Tangled is playing, and I'm like, okay.
That's kind of how a lot of us are, sadly. I mean, look, let's be quite honest. That Teen Titans Go movie, it's a movie that we're wondering if it's even going to succeed, because at this point, a lot of people who, watch the original show are parents of the kids watching Teen Titans Go now, and I just realized Teen Titans Go has probably been on the network longer than the original show ever was.
Which is sad. I've also seen, I haven't seen the movie of Teen Titans. The original
the
Teen
trailer.
Titans.
The trailer has 4,000 dislikes and 3,000 likes. Dislikes outweighing.
Speaking of that, guess what, too? The unthinkable happened. Tangled surpassed Steven Universe in Shiroi's top list.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah.
Incredible.
I guess, to be fair...
It's because it has...
It's because of Cartoon Network's complete mishandling of the entire thing. I've gone from, being really annoyed about the waiting to literally not caring, to the point where, the 2 episodes that actually aired quite a few weeks back, maybe even a couple of months back.
I
new
haven't
ones.
seen them personally, but I remember the rating.
Yeah. I didn't watch them until much later.
I know the feeling. I have.
When they came out, I just wasn't gonna rush to do that.
To be fair, for me, it's a combination of Cartoon Network's inept handling of the show and.
Hold on. I didn't know funny-looking creatures like you.
With apostrophe.
It's a dialect, too.
It's a regional
Existed
dialect.
in Lemuria.
Small talk aside, you willing to put a price on your pipe? Of course. Tell me everything.
Not on your life.
Hardy har.
See, I can do a funny accent too. There you go. I skipped the third spider to save us.
Yeah, these fights have become quite a bit long.
Is there anything even different?
Well, that's the thing too. If I didn't go for the easiest difficulty, Jovi would be saying, "Oh, this is too easy."
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily. Oh, love the bow and arrows. Get up.
Okay.
Excited to fight by your side.
Yay.
Okay, he's the one who's got a rhyme.
You in the circus that just passed through?
Maybe. Well, yeah. Very good.
Look, foes to battle. The circus can wait. Outdoors.
Don't you mean...
You mean outside?
Yes,
Sure.
Trabella? Alright. No, it's also because Tangled actually has one of the best seasons in a cartoon one of the best first seasons a cartoon has had in ever.
Yeah, that is one thing I want to say. With Steven Universe, I don't want to say I've completely grown apathetic to the show, but I will say that, again, with this latest season, and heck, now even comparing Tangled Season 1 to the first season of Steven Universe...
You say that it's losing steam now?
Not only that, you get the feeling the Crewniverse may not have planned this far ahead, at least maybe not to have this many seasons. Like, let's be quite honest, Steven Universe still doesn't really have a clear villain. And yeah, I know it has the diamonds, but... even they're being ambiguous with, are they really the bad guys here?
If I recall, they tried to do more of a Power Rangers being with every one major villain per season.
Not
Correct me if I'm wrong.
quite. Basically, there's a very good rant about Steven Universe made by a fan of the show, but basically, to put it like she said, there's never really been an actual villain because, well, let's be quite honest, yes, there have been gems who have done more antagonistic things, but they've never really truly had the time to prosper as a villain, and heck, in certain gems' case, they're kind of more the victims when you get down to it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's, okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
Series don't need villains, but the thing is, with the kind of theme Steven Universe is going for, rebellion, you kind of do need one. And the thing is, there is White Diamond, but we know so little about her besides name that we can't even call her a villain or an antagonist.
And when it comes to stuff like Jasper, well,
Alright,
honestly, it's hard to pinpoint all these problems because the show has such an inconsistent schedule.
Sir Spider, come out and face us in the count of 3.
I'm a woman, da!
3.
Your time is up, little girl. Wait and see. Well, it was polite at least.
I thought that was supposed to be a woman since, it's her babies.
Just look at that, Jova. Do you think you want to give a gender to that thing?
Not just that, Joe, but come on. I mean, stop stereotyping spiders. Male spiders exist too.
I know, but I think only queens can be the one who...
Wait a minute, don't they usually get eaten?
Yes!
Actually, that's praying mantis.
No. I'm pretty sure the Black Widow kills her mates.
Oh, right. But that's...
But it's just a Black Widow, though, because it looks more like brown than black.
You mean the brown recluse?
This spider is based more of a type of Australian one, but I can't remember the name of the species.
Oh, goody. Well, we all know Australian ones are always dicks, so beware them.
Also, Pedro, you mean with the male thing, you mean also kind of like in a Bugs movie, where the entire shtick of a ladybug is the fact that everyone confuses him for a female?
Yeah. I love that kind of joke. It's kind of like kind of like how I forgot. Kind of like how
Why are you waving your legs like that?
She essentially the
animators got really enthusiastic.
The mechanic of a Spider Queen is that if you manage to repel her on the time of the wait time, she instantly counters by casting the speed up spell on her. So essentially, she doubles her speed if you manage to counter her turn. So that's why she became like that. You can see also her buff there.
I recommend taking care of the 2 mooks first, because they can status affect you into even paralyzing you, like you had for the golem. So make sure you try to take care of them first.
Well, yeah, but the vast majority of the bosses in this game, I think I mentioned already, are...
they mostly buff themselves a lot of the time.
Yeah, they're called flunky boss, kind of like MMOs type of bosses that have the minions do all the work, while they even buff them or do random attacks.
Especially the final boss is probably the most egregious case of that. The final boss is so easy, it's ridiculous.
Let me guess. Relies on mooks, so once you take the mooks out, bam, she's dead.
Yeah, the final boss is even worse than that, Joe. But the final boss is so easy if you have the light elements. Like if you have Aurora and the other character has a big light rock, the light element, that battle is gonna be a walk in the park, I assure you.
That's mostly because of the fact also that the boss itself doesn't attack that much.
No,
when
it,
it does,
no,
the
it
damage
doesn't
it does
attack,
is
period, Teo. That's the thing. I'm gonna beat that boss without letting it attack me once.
weird. Also, for the attacks of this one, it does a stop move, which you've seen on the golem, or it buff itself or the minion spider around there. So as Pedro said, took out the flunkies first and then concentrate on the Spider Queen. Also, you can see the rib cage of the Titan in the background. She's the spider is literally sitting on top of her heart.
Wow.
That's some charming.
That's the giant. She's right in the giant's heart. Get it?
You think that's hardcore, Jova? At the end of God of War 3, we literally impale Zeus on Gaia's inner heart.
Brilliant.
Which is made of vines.
What question, Jova? Since I'm more familiar with Cartoon Network than SpongeBob aside, how is Nickelodeon these days?
Well, let's see. Loud House was good. Shame about what's going on with its creator, but Loud House is good. Fairly Odd
I don't
Parents.
know what that is.
Loud House
Is that the
is
one with the male kid surrounded by like 7 sisters?
Yeah, that one.
I never heard of it. Whatever, moving on. Go ahead.
They actually did have some good live-action sitcoms, some of which aren't running anymore, though. I don't know about many of the current ones, so I can't really give you much to talk about there. But,
Well, question
Alright,
also, instead of Cartoon Network, is Gumball still going?
yes, it's
Yes,
getting...
it is.
Thank goodness at least for that. I actually seen some of it show, it's amazing.
Like I said, yeah. Cartoon Network's quite is very interesting. They actually do have a lot of good shows running currently. The problem is that they aren't really getting much new stuff out because Teen Titans Go is taking up so much of the network.
It's literally a tumor. It's a mass that expands constantly and just hogs away and poisons the whole thing.
Exactly.
Hell, at the same time, when you take a look at Disney TV animation right now is at the peak of their game in
They've
sorts.
got-
Not just because of Tangled. I'm not. Tangled, of course, is the best show on Disney Channel right now because
They've also
well,
got
let's face it. Yeah, Lion Guard as well. Isn't that Disney Junior though?
Again, here's the thing. Despite it being on Disney Junior, it feels like a show that could work for any channel because, well, let's be
For
quite
XD,
honest, what the heck did that spider just do?
Multi-attack.
Multi-attack.
With extending legs, okay.
It's not just that, Jova. Let's say for example, all the live action shows on Disney Channel are crap. But seriously, a lot of times when I'm waiting for Tangled, I watch some of those while I'm waiting, and they're so terrible.
I haven't seen any of them.
Okay,
No,
okay.
sure. The jokes they make are so terrible.
Okay.
It's actually mind-blowing how the
here's
hell
the thing.
someone wrote this and thought, yes, I'm gonna go with this.
So here's the thing. Zach and Cody, okay. But Zach and Cody,
Tangled is not going on anymore.
I get
talking
that.
about the sister in the middle.
I know. Pedro, I know. I was about to say
okay.
that. See, the live action shows actually used to be pretty good, decent at worst. Like Wizards of Waverly Place, the Zach and Cody shows. That's So Raven, which now apparently has a more adult sequel on Netflix. Was it? I have no idea.
I don't not familiar.
Whatever. It's not on Disney Channel from what I hear.
No.
Regardless, though, from what I hear, the current live-action shows don't have that spark. They have good actors, but they're given crap to work with. Their animated stuff, though, again, I'm mind-boggled as to why Lion Guard is on Disney Junior because it has a lot of the more adult elements, even from the original Lion King, like death and whatnot. I guess they think even preschool kidders can now handle all of them dark elements in Disney.
Whereas Disney XD is pretty much the anti-Cartoon Network in the sense that they have so much variety in the kind of shows they air. Like they have, if they even have animes like Yokai Watch and stuff like that.
Is it on the channel where there's Star vs. Forces of Evil?
Yes.
And
Star vs. Forces of Evil is on
Falls.
Disney XD.
Which channel is
DuckTales is
Gravity?
also on Disney XD.
Which channel is Gravity Falls on?
It was at Disney Channel at first, but then it got moved to Disney XD at some point.
So Disney
The
XD is-
absolute man. If you've seen any of the show, you should realize that it should not be on a channel for kids.
Well, again, Tio, that's the same thing I'm thinking with Lion Guard. I mean, I
Didn't
guess
say that. Sorry.
again,
Didn't say that. Sorry.
like I said, Lion Guard feels like something that should be on Disney XD as opposed to Disney Junior. But I guess they want to give maybe adults something interesting to watch in case they're watching Disney Junior with their kids. I guess.
I still haven't seen enough of the show. One thing, I've only seen the pilot movie that they made, and I don't particularly care for how contradicting it is with the second movie. But whatever, that's a topic for another day. It's not even just that. It's interesting you say that, Teo, because Steven Sandoval, who's a veteran TV director who was director on Gravity Falls, but he was also director for episodes on Futurama and Rick and Morty. And now he's one of the primary directors of the Tangled show.
Wow.
So the guy is still doing some great stuff out there for Disney TV.
Yeah.
It's just whereas Cartoon Network, of course, keeps shoving down doesn't go. Whereas DreamWorks continues to destroy their beloved animated classics with shitty sequel shows.
Well, hey. The Netflix How to Train Your Dragon show is actually good, has very pretty good animation, a very well-written story. So I'm mind-boggled as to why the hell we have none of that with Spirit Riding Free. Like, seriously, How to Train Your Dragon is also a CGI show. In fact, I even showed you, Pedro, how the Netflix How to Train Your Dragon show looks a lot better than the actual TV broadcast show.
Yeah, it looks better than the Cartoon Network show that they had a few years back.
So why couldn't DreamWorks put that much effort into the Spirit Riding Free show?
That's it. Yeah. But we were talking about earlier too about how the writers of Teen Titans Go clearly hate their job and they spread their hate to the people in general.
There are other ways to do that.
No, that's the thing. Season 3 of Spirit Riding Free is going down that path as well at this point.
Wow.
Like seriously, like I've told you too, that one trailer that you saw, trust me, that trailer is selling a much better show than what's actually in there.
Wait, season 3 is a trailer?
Yes. No, remember, Joe, when the show was first got revealed with that trailer that we all...
Oh, bad trailer, bad show,
yeah. Like I said, that trailer is selling a show that's actually much better than the actual one we got.
And remember...
That's sad.
And you know the sad thing? We were still dreading the show with that trailer, except we just thought the problem was going to be how it treated the original source material. And while that did finally become a problem in Season 3, we were way, way misled with what we thought would be the worst thing to show.
That was actually the least of its problems.
Yikes.
I kid you not, Tio. By Season 3, the protagonist is pretty much a villain. Bella Swan-esque.
She's basically gone full Bella Swan, basically, yeah.
Wow.
She torments a teacher for something her father does.
Basically, the teacher dates the father, and there's even a point where she literally snaps at the father and says, "When is you dating my teacher going to stop being advantageous to me?"
Reminder that him dating the teacher has nothing to do with the fact that she can't attend this show she wants to.
Ugh.
Also, wasn't the entirety of the series supposed to be on a horse?
Tio. Here's the thing. Every episode...
So you're
No. Hear me out,
Tio.
Tio.
This is like the Tom and Jerry movie multiplied for
No. At least Tom and Jerry were pretty much in the entirety of the movie. I mean, yeah, they got downgraded to, side stars, but at least they were in it for the most of it. Tio, let me sound up like you. Every episode has Lucky's name in it, not Spirit's. Every episode is Lucky in this, Lucky or that, Lucky did this, or Lucky and the Pie Mystery, something like that. And yet they have the goal to call this show about Spirit. Oh, well, and by the way...
That's to bring in fans who are actually familiar with the movie, I'm guessing.
Ratings trap.
Brand recognition.
Oh. And by the way, we still have not gotten any in-story dialogue confirming that that's actually Spirit and Rain's son. We're just told by word of God.
No. Remember, Jova. Ari Wellington told us herself.
That's exactly what I'm saying, Pedro. There's nothing actually in the actual content itself.
Oh, okay.
You have to actually go to an interview to know that that's Spirit's son and not the actual Spirit.
Well, considering, there is actually a difference in design.
Well, yeah. But to be fair, animation enthusiasts like us are gonna notice. Not many people are also gonna notice. And to be fair, considering how bad the animation of the show is, we could easily call it an animation error.
Hold on.
Yeah, we free the Titan. Yeah.
And hopefully for long. Come on, Jova. You gotta pay attention to your lines.
So let's see if Robert manages to get laid. Volmus Populi, hark!
Sorry.
Magna's heart beats free of the dark. I'm so clever. And I've saved our enterprise.
So she had a dark heart?
The vault lies open. Read of the Queen's mark. Huh, triple... Right, that's weird.
Was this written by Lin-Manuel Miranda? Princess. Go ahead, Shira.
Aurora, no wait, what?
Yeah.
Your pearl voice.
Please, sir.
Remember,
Yes.
she's still a child, so. Thank you on behalf of the Balmos, Aurora. With our capital liquid once more,
Tea.
our markets shall roar across the golden plains of Lemuria. Now we're filthy, stinking rich again.
A toast for capitalism.
Wait, how does
Yes.
tea come into this? Your charity
He works with every situation.
inspires me.
Yeah, you should try some sometimes.
It was noble what you did, Aurora.
I love you too, Nora.
Oh,
I guess that's her way of showing affection.
Okay, I guess it works. In the meantime, now we're finally gonna meet this so-called Margaret we've been hearing so much about.
Again, let's see if Robert manages to get laid.
Robert, you have that promotion down pat. You see, kids, if you want to... Oh.
There she is. Did you hear that? Margaret. Your smile is like the winds of trade. So romantic. Your voice is shrill like market bells.
Rich, rich, rich.
Magna is healed, the vault is saved. All for the paw of wine. Fair as Margaret, will you be mine?
Oh,
I
he
got a
is
shit
not
ton of money,
going-
marry me.
He is not going to
It's
handle the
beautiful.
rejection well, is he?
I am not a venture or a market stall.
Yeah, turns out she's a strong, independent woman.
Robert, you do not know me at all. Money will not win my affection. Surprisingly, because apparently everybody in this town loves money. Bye.
Oh, Margaret, wait.
In a town where everybody loves
My
money,
heart is
he has to fall in love with the one that doesn't. Oh, cruel irony.
Yes, play him a pity song, Aurora.
Yeah, this is the running thing, Jova. Every time someone's sad, she plays the main theme of the game, and that magically makes them feel better. You see, Jova, the music of this game is so good that it cures people of depression. That's how good it is.
It's a symbol of open inspiration because it all represents also Aurora's growth as a leader.
Hey, it makes
Such
more
a
sense than a
rich
girl
song.
with a ghost pal who's able to cure
The
someone of
pain is
drug
not nearly as
addiction.
strong.
Shirei?
Goodbye, my friend.
My path home, I
I
must...
home I must set.
Also, dude, you might want to start drinking your tea. It's gonna get cold.
It's like those characters in movies where they continue to trump their cigars and never finishes them.
The Bolmus Populi thank you by giving you absolutely nothing, and will return the debt. Well, actually, never mind. I forgot. We do ask the giant to bring you. So, we will not forget. Speak with Magna below the town Populi. Here's an image of it if you forgot. To rise up to the temple high, even though you can fly, so this seems kind of unnecessary, but yeah.
Actually, no, remember the reason why we couldn't go there was because of a strong wind current.
True, yeah.
Now let's go talk to the giant woman. The giant rock woman.
Yes.
But first, let me heal myself. There you go.
We could have done it in
Bye,
the harvest
Robert.
part. Poor Robert.
Good luck with that lady.
Time to see more of the photos
So,
of
is
these
Robert-
Again, we live in a town where everybody loves money to death, and he falls in love with the one person that doesn't.
So is Robert coming with us?
It's the story of It's the story of a lot of people.
He's coming with us, right? I'd hate to leave him
Well-
alone.
We'll see, Jova.
No, remember, Joe, this is common JRPG logic. We're trying to keep the suspense of whether or not he will come.
I'd hate to think about what he'd do if he were alone now.
There was a cat there. Alright, we'll see that, and also...
So yeah, will
Jova?
Jova get his wish, or will he not get his wish? Tune in next time for Child of Light.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.